Hello and welcome and a very good afternoon. You're watching Live Wire and I'm Siddharth Talia. Now, in what can be seen as yet another expose, the Maharashtra ATS team has filed a detailed chart sheet which reveals the Popular Front of India's anti-India plot. The police, in its chart sheet against 5 members of the PFI who had been arrested last September, have alleged that they were conspiring to wage a war against the union government and establish an Islamic state with Sharia law by 2047. The chart sheet says that the organization worked to break the country and incite youth against Hindus. It also planned to disrupt Hindu organizations like the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh and give youth training of arms. Now, these are some of the explosive claims being made in the chart sheet that's been filed by the ATS in Maharashtra. So let's in fact take you through some of the claims being made in the chart sheet. First and foremost, those working with the Popular Front of India conspired against the state. That's the very first allegation in the chart sheet that's been filed. Secondly, they plan to disrupt Hindu organizations like the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. Remember, in other cases, there have been members of the RSS who've been targeted by the PFI. Thirdly, the PFI plan to incite youth against Hindus. So that's yet another claim in this extremely detailed chart sheet, and that they intended to replace the constitution with Shariat. Remember, the PFI used to pledge allegiance to the Indian constitution, but the sinister designs that have been exposed in the chart sheet convey quite something else. They also plan to turn India into an Islamic nation by the year 2047. This is not the first time that such a proclamation has come from the PFI in the chart sheets accessed. They also plan to train youth to use arms against the state. So therefore, this was also a very integral part of their entire training that they were imparting to youth. The PFI booklet aimed to incite Muslims to create unrest in India. So this was just therefore a very sinister plot on the part of the PFI to wage war against the nation, which is why sections under the UAPA have also been exposed. Now, apart from this, there have been several other revelations that have been made, including provocative literature that has now been unearthed on the part of the investigating agencies, which also includes atrocities against minorities in India since Modi assumed power. So this is entirely a part of their narrative that they're trying to propagate in India, where they basically are trying to perpetuate a persecution complex among India's minorities and trying to malign the NDA government, claiming that there's been a sinister attempt on the part of the NDA to sideline India's minorities. So that's one. Secondly, religious festivals have been disrupted as well as attacked. That's another provocative claim that's being made on the part of the PFI and some of the literature that's been unearthed. They think India has already become a Hindu Rashtra. So this is another myth that is now being perpetuated on the part of the PFI. The death to the idea of India through 1,000 cuts. That's another claim that's actually being made, where this is in fact the plan on the part of the PFI to propagate a misplaced narrative about India that serves the only cause that they have, which is to incite youth against the country. So several material that's now been accessed on the part of the investigative agencies, in this particular instance the Maharashtra ATS against the PFI, and the kind of material, incendiary material, that's now being carried out in some of the literature that has now been unearthed. Now, apart from the 2047 objective that they have with respect to, in fact, having an Islamic state or establishing an Islamic state in India, the chart sheet also exposes another anti-India plot, where in previous cases like the Praveen Netturu murder case and the Fulwari Sharif terror case, agencies also have nailed the nefarious agenda. And the common highlight was, and this is something that runs common in all these investigations conducted not just by the NIA but also the Maharashtra ATS, about a common pattern that's emerging with respect to the kind of objectives that have been enumerated on the part of the Popular Front of India. Now, the documents found in the NIA raids also show that this kind of literature was also present at that point in time during the raids conducted by the NIA, which carried similar objectives. The opposition took an indirect dig now at the Bharatiya Janata Party as well as the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, saying that no matter whether it's the PFI or the RSS or the BJP, the country will never accept those who indulge in anti-India activities. The opposition has also claimed that the law is equal for all. They've drawn a false equivalence between organizations like the RSS and the PFI.
तो PFI लग चुकी है, पहले से लग चुकी है। RSS में बंदी लगी थी एक बार, आज तो बंदी तो लगी है, सिमी के ऊपर भी लगी हुई है। जब RSS बैंड लगा तो वहाँ भी हाई कोर्ट ने कहा कि RSS को गलत बैंड लगा है, लेकिन उस RSS के केस को सुप्रीम कोर्ट में नहीं डाला गया। मैं समझता हूँ कि कानून सबके लिए बराबर है। देश में रोजाना हिंदू मुस्लिम करेंगे तो जो 20 करोड़ मुसलमान हैं उनको लगेगा कि मेरे साथ नाइंसाफी हो रही है। हम हमेशा कहते हैं कि एक मुल्क का 5वां हिस्सा अगर वो उसके साथ नाइंसाफी होगी, रोजाना उसको गाली दी जाएगी, रोजाना उसके खिलाफ इस तरह प्रोपेगेंडा किया जाएगा तो वो नाराज रहेगा।
ये देश का जो लोकतंत्र है बड़ा मजबूत है और संविधान की जो मूल आत्मा प्रियम्बल ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन वो धर्मनिरपेक्षता है, सेकुलरिज्म है। इस जड़ को कोई हिला नहीं सकता, चाहे कोई संगठन हो। देश में गैर संवैधानिक आचरण, गैर संवैधानिक कार्य करने वालों को देश कभी स्वीकार नहीं सकती है, चाहे भाजपा हो चाहे और संगठन हो।